It's 10 a.m. on day 3, and I was just out fishing, but it started raining, so I'm in the tent to stay dry. It's supposed to be a high of 16 and overcast today, so I don't want to get wet if I can't get dry. So I'm just waiting it out in here. I'm going to start reading my new book, which is Jack London's autobiography, and he wrote The Call of the Wild, among other books, which I read this spring and really enjoyed, so that should be cool. And I'd actually like to be on the move today, but that's just not in the cards with the weather. So tomorrow, the forecast is perfect if it holds true, and I'll be heading from Diablo, doing those 3 portages in there, and then heading up Cairngorm Lake, and hopefully camping on that island there. And that's about 16, in total it'll be about 20 kilometers of paddling and over a kilometer of portaging, so that's a good full day, but with the wind at my back, hopefully, this should be pretty reasonable. I was just reading in the tent while it rained. It stopped raining now, but I swear I heard something big crash into the water, but I've looked all around and I can't see anything. It sounded like, a large mammal getting into the water, but nothing. Anyway, I've got a little smudge fire going. It's kind of going out there to keep the bugs away, although the breeze and just general conditions are doing a pretty good job of that right now. And as I think I mentioned, one of the downsides of this site is that there's no good place to haul up the canoe, so I've just been leaving it in the water and keeping it anchored there. I've got a little 1.5 pound anchor. It's quite compact, does a good job, it's worth bringing. One annoying thing on the site as well is there are slugs everywhere. They get on everything. Anywhere you put gear, they will climb and crawl all over it with their slimy ooze. Oh. There are little patches of blueberries growing all over the place. This island is covered in them. And if those can come out in a few days, I don't know how long it takes for them to mature or ripen, but if they come out on this trip, that would be amazing. My little smudge fire that appeared to be out has reignited in the wind. That's why you always gotta douse it. It's been a super slow but very peaceful day around camp. I haven't gone out in the canoe too much. The fishing that I have done, I haven't gotten any bites, so yeah, there's been a lack of excitement, but still very peaceful. Did a lot of camp clearing, put in this new bench here, using the backhoe saw there, which I should have bought a long time ago. It's been fantastic. And the little walking paths here on camp, they're pretty overgrown. And there's a lot of deadfall back there. So I took the saw and did some clearing here just to pass the time, including this big one, which is now the bench. Counted the rings on there, and there are about 50 of them, 50 years old. And yeah, it's good to keep those walking paths clear, because if you don't, then people start pooping a little too close to the campsite, and we can't have that. Supper's cooking there. Got some rice side dish going on. I tried tasting a few of the dandelion leaves here. There are some around, but at this point in the season they're just too bitter. Could sure go for something fresh though, so I'm hoping for those blueberries. Oh yeah. There we go. I'd like to thank Nor Side Dishes for the generous helping of broccoli in this broccoli and cheddar side dish. I can actually make out a piece in this spoonful, so that's pretty great. I also appreciate the convenience of being able to get 100% of my sodium intake in one meal. Very nourishing. Oh, 2 weeks. I don't know how I'm gonna last 2 weeks without real food. Gotta eat more fish. Blech. Put some bacon bits in there to help a little bit. Unfortunately, what the North side dish doesn't provide is my 100% daily intake of sugar. But thankfully there's dessert for that. So I've got my gummy bears to satisfy that requirement of my body, since it's important. Unfortunately, this pack had a lot of green gummy bears in it, and that was a letdown, but I'm working my way through it. To be honest, I've been targeting the greens, trying to get them out of the way, so I don't have to fear pulling one out with every pull. Also got some fire water to rinse it all down, and that's full of nutrients. Speaking of fire water, the lake water here on Diablo Lake tastes kind of smoky, which is ironic. And on the portage, I think I smelled smoke. Well, I did. And I think it was from my, I have anodized steel gunnels on the canoe. And I think they scraped against some granite and actually sparked a little. Diablo. This is Diablo. I hate it. Wash it down with a white, or maybe a red. Yeah. Oh. It's sticky. There's a bear. Knew I heard something on the shore. Hey, bear. That's exactly where the portage is, too. He's guarding it. He's one of Diablo's minions. That's the direction where I heard the splashing earlier today, and then more noise just recently out in the canoe. Well, hopefully he leaves my island site alone. It's unfortunate, but there's no bear hang possible on my island, which is right there in the sunlight. Right there. It's all just stringy spruce trees, and the birches are very small, and most of them have been chewed down by beavers. So I have no bear hang. So hopefully he can't smell me out. Hopefully the smudge fire is all he's gonna smell. Well, I found my little Cleo, and not many casts later, sure enough, got this tiny little brook trout. He's beautiful. Stuck on the little Cleo, and I'll put him back right away, but he hit it right as soon as it hit the water. There At least I didn't get skunked today. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. I ended up with 4 yesterday, 2 the day before, so this is number 7. Sure don't feel as abundant today. Anyway, I'm gonna let this guy go. That poor little fish was in shock, I think. I released him, I held him in the water, and then he seemed to be kicking a little, so I let him go. And then shortly after, he went belly up, so I went back to him, held him as deep as I could in the water to get him down to some cooler water. Obviously it's trout, so the cooler the better. And after about a minute, he finally kicked. Oh, there's a fish. Ah, it's off. Oh man, my conversion ratio has been terrible on this lake. They have hard mouths. It's kind of hard to get the hook in, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I held him down there and he finally kicked into life and came back. So that was great to see. Didn't want that little guy to suffer, but he swam down deep again. And I've been looking at the area where I caught him. He hasn't come back up, so he's good.